Yeah, that's the Burning Man approach. I work a straight job. I'm totally in the matrix. I go to work at 9. I come home at 5. Maybe I'm single, whatever the case may be. I go to Burning Man and I'm free. And I'm free and I see what life is like without any encumbrance of money or this or that or whatever it is. And I'm living the artist life. And then they go back to the same matrix. And what changed? What really happened? What was it that was so great? If you're the same person, and that's my quabble with Burning Man, by the way, is like, no, I want to live Burning Man every day. I'm an artist. I write, I sing, I play, I produce, I do creative events. I do, it's just like, I don't want like one weekend in September and I get to freak with freaky clothes and then go back to what? What? And so we have a name for that in psychedelics. And the name, it's called integration. If I don't integrate, then what is it? It's just a trip to Disneyland and it's a wonderful day. And, that's not what we're about. That's not what the Psychedelic Institute is about at all. It's not about that at all. It's about changing the way we live our life, changing our thinking, and an end to suffering, and an end to a life that feels so unfulfilled and superficial and empty of meaning and purpose. That's what psychedelics are about. And to that extent, nothing touches it. Nothing. There's nothing.
Let me
And
ask,
they were meant for us to eat them. The biggest irony of all this whole stuff we're talking about is the government making vegetables illegal. I mean, come on. Does people wake the F up? Making vegetables illegal. My cannabis here it's a vegetable. It's green. You could probably live on it if you were hungry. And it's illegal. The government makes a vegetable illegal. I mean,
well, this
and
is
people
a
accept it. They
no.
accept it.
I'm with
They
you.
accept it
It's
like little
funny.
lambs that I need that person to protect me from God, from vegetables, from mushrooms, from ayahuasca, from I need the government to protect me from the deadly ibogaine leaf. And I mean this is programming at the worst level, right? I mean just
Well, that's one thing that I want to come into with you, and I want to say this, and I want you just to respond to it because I don't know how you're going to respond. I have no idea. It's just something that's been in my head. The idea that people view this as the escape, the Disneyland experience. I think the integration part has to come with some knowledge that you will experience something that is very outside of yourself, or a new way of thinking, a new way of seeing your
mhm,
consciousness in the framework of everything. When I say everything, I mean everything. I mean the entirety of the universe, right? Like
mhm,
what are we? What is life? What is the idea? Why are we collectively here? What is the universe experiencing itself through us? What are all these things that people don't want to look deeply into? They'll go there, they'll take that. That's the ride, right? That's Space Mountain. They go on Space Mountain. And then when you come off of Space Mountain, nothing is asked of you. And I think that that's what's alluring sometimes to the Burning Man part of it, is because it asks nothing of you. But what I feel, some of the messaging that has to be adopted in consciousness expansion, mind expansion, curiosity expansion, is what is the responsibility that you now have, having seen this and experienced it? What responsibility do you have to perpetuate new ways of thinking
mhm,
in the world once
mhm,
you come back from that? And we never really talk that much about the responsibility aspect. We never tell
mhm.
people, now that you've seen this, you are part of the project, right? We don't typically build in that. But I think that's the direction that we're moving, if I'm
Yeah.
right.